In the commercial world, the end of November tends to mean great shopping opportunities. Jagex is taking part with their Black Friday bundles. So while this is basically a standard patch week, let's talk about those Black Friday deals and then we'll get into the patches. There are a plethora of Black Friday bundles found on the marketplace today, purchasable with different quantity of bonds. The Bank Booster bundle will cost 7 bonds, giving you 5 bank boosters for a total of 250 more bank space. If you're already at the max limit, they actually added 250 bank space to the previous limit. This is available indefinitely in the main game. Next, we have the Aura bundle for 5 bonds. You can get all 3 of the auras only available through bonds, Majorat, Desert Pantheon, and the Dwarven Instinct for a 2 bond discount compared to purchasing individually. This will be available from November 21st until December 4th. Next, we have the Callista Legendary Pet and Growth Surge bundle for 6 bonds. This will get you the Callista Legendary Pet and enough Growth Surge to make them fully grown instantly. Available from November 21st until December 4th. Next is a Tiz Talk Ak Legendary Pet, along with the Growth Surges, again for 6 bonds. And everything I just said about the previous pet applies to this one as well. Lastly, we have the Keepsake Key and Dies bundle for 1 bond. This will get you 2 Keepsake Keys, 1 Prismatic Die, and 1 Chameleon Die. Again, available November 21st till December 4th, and while every previous bundle was a one-off purchase, this particular one can be bought repeatedly. In addition, a whole host of things found on the marketplace, as well as Solomon's General Store, are discounted for the Black Friday sale, so if interested, do check them out. Moving on, there are a bunch of real-life merchandise to sink your teeth into. Jagex introduces a new Christmas line of merchandise on their official store. You can find things like ugly Christmas sweaters, t-shirts, pins, mugs, etc. And as a Black Friday deal, anyone spending over a certain amount, depending on your currency you see on screen, you'll get yourself a black party hat keyring for free. So that's all on Jagex's official store. If you follow the link to the news post and follow under the merch line section, you'll find a link to the store there. That's it. If you're enjoying the video so far, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you'd like to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at the patch notes and see what's been updated with today's updates, starting off with the Garden of Kharid. Added politics to the NPC contact spell so you can ask about the Garden of Kharid's daily seed from remote locations. Weeded herb patches now have a configure option that players with plant power can use to set up the default number of seeds they plant in each patch. Adding multiple items to compost bins will now prompt the player for quantity, allowing players to place multiple items at once. Farming stores now sell bucket packs. Papa Mambo now stocks 5 vine herb seeds in his store, up from 2. Instantly harvesting herbs via the farming skill cape effect will now display more clearly the amount of herbs gained. A secret hidden within the Garden of Kharid has had its defense requirement removed. Reduce the amount of XP given from pickpocketing Cruxical Knights, bringing them in line with other thieving training methods. Updated the description of patch bombs to state that they will harvest a maximum of 75 crops. Diseased spirit and elder trees no longer mention that the patch may die, and fix some typos when speaking to politics and within the Garden of Kharid reward store. Moving on to some general changes, there was a hotfix that went live this week. Players can now convert Protean Essence into other Protean items and vice versa, and they can now be selected from Protean packs. The new Master Max cape can now be placed in a player-owned house cape rack. Re-added the missing blocking to a wall at the Champions Guild. Ulthen Necromancers and Cloak Zealots found in the Shadow Reef no longer shoot spells from their feet. Terraket's minion/skeleton spawns now play their death animation when Terraket is killed instead of disappearing instantly. Players no longer disconnect when trying to remove an enchantment at the Gobi Blacksmith on Mazcab. An extra empty line was deleted from Status's Warhammer's Smash skill description. Greater Barge will no longer sometimes increase melee attack range when using the Legacy Combat mode. They've also removed some clunkiness from the ability. The buff is no longer lost if players click a target, and fixed some issues that prevented Greater Barge from working correctly if queued. They've updated all references from Aviantes to Aviancy across RuneScape, fixed a typo when completing an elite dungeon in story mode, updated the reward text for the Observatory quest, fixed a typo in Veldeban's dialogue during the King of the Dwarves quest, talent scouts now correctly recognize inverted agility capes, and finally tool leprechauns no longer note Calquat saplings. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Head on over there, check them out. And that is it for today's update. If you missed the patches last week, there's a link covering those changes on screen now, so head on over there to check it out. Anyways, I'm wrapping up the video there. I'll see you next time. Aloha.